Welcome to the Melt
Uncut.
Uncut. I'm one of your hosts, your co-host, Isabella,
And I am your other co-host, Sarah.
and welcome to our lovely little yap session. How's everyone doing today?
Doing well.
Doing
It's
well.
a cloudy slash maybe rainy day here in Seattle.
It wasn't, I don't know, it was not raining when I was on my way here.
Okay.
However, it could.
Is it on the forecast?
I don't
It
know.
might be for later.
There might be a chance of meatballs later.
Chance of meatballs.
We'll see.
We're getting abnormally strange weather here, or strangely warm weather here right now.
Strangely good weather.
It's good, but it's still winter, so I want it to be colder, and it's not. And I'm feeling a little bit let down, to be honest.
Call me McDonald's because I'm loving it.
Did you just think of that right now?
Yeah.
That was good.
Thanks. I'm kind of funny sometimes.
I know, you're hilarious.
Only sometimes.
Wait, there's rain on the window right now. Okay, it just started raining, everyone. It just started raining.
Sarah's actually a witch and can conjure the weather.
I'm just thinking of that scene from Mean Girl. Is it Mean Girls? When she's like, my boobs can tell the weather.
Yes. Yep. My boobs can also tell the weather. Not well, though, because they didn't think it was going to rain today. Do you know what my boobs can do, though?
What?
Help me float.
Oh, okay.
That's a callback to one of our other episodes.
To which one?
I think Seattle and San Diego. My flotation devices.
Thought that was our uniform skirt. All the above.
All of the above.
You can't go wrong.
All right, what are you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking a oat milk hojicha latte sweetened with a little maple syrup because I'm feeling a low caffeine day today. So we have a little roll of speculoos cookies from Trader Joe's with us as well. So if you hear us crunching, that's what we're crunching on.
Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a decaf lavender latte using Cafe Vita beans. Cafe Vita. I'm loving the little parasocial relationship we got going on. At the Cafe Vita social media manager. Besos. Love you, girl.
Muchos besos.
Boy, they, whatever you are.
We love you.
Yep. And you should send me coffee, and I will continue to talk about you. The decaf, though, because
we're in our decaf era.
I have anxiety.
They have another decaf someone told me about called, I think it's Novicello.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one I have is like chocolatey cherry notes. And the other one is like caramely warmer. So that'd be fun to try at some point. So
Cafe Vita. I will try it if you send it.
We'll talk about you on our podcast.
Yes.
Even more than we have been in the last 2 minutes. So let's do a check-in.
Okay.
Let's talk about the last week and some good things that have happened this last week. Because we're starting off with some positivity here. I feel like I'm in the yellow zone.
That's okay.
Are you in the yellow zone?
I'm in the auto zone. Get in the zone.
Wait, can I tell a joke?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I might start off first then with the one good thing from the week because my joke has to do with the ski trip we just took in Idaho. Well, actually, maybe I can't tell this joke on here.
Do it.
It was about an auto part. Okay. I'll tell it.
Yes.
I'll tell it.
Yes.
We went to Idaho over the weekend to go skiing at one of, we went to Schweitzer, the mountain, to go ski. One of our friends' family has a cabin there. So we drove out on Friday. It took like 7 hours, got there, skied Saturday, skied Sunday, and then came home Monday. But we drove out there, and we took Michael's parents' Highlander because neither of us have a four-wheel drive car to get out there, and I'm really glad we did because the roads were very snowy. So we get out there, and the wiper blades on his parents' car hadn't been replaced in what seemed like a very long time because they were like, sorry if that just blew out your speakers. They were not okay. So Michael and I drove to O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and there were these two guys who were working at the O'Reilly's in a very small town in Idaho, and they seemed kind, but they also, I don't know, how am I trying to frame this? They appeared as if they would be very, very right-wing conservative.
Okay. It is Idaho.
It is Idaho. There are a lot of conservative people in Idaho if you're not in Boise. So we walk out of the AutoZone store and I turn to Michael and I say, $100. Both those guys voted for Kamala.
Oh dear.
I thought that was funny. Do we have to cut that?
No.
Okay. I think that was funny. We talked about anti-racism on this podcast before, so I feel like
I mean, you know where we lie.
yeah.
And if you want to have a conversation about it, just talk with us. Like, I'm very open to conversing about it as long as we're approaching with curiosity
Instead of
like attacking.
Yes. We definitely take the mindset of approaching with curiosity.
Yeah, you know what they say about assumptions.
What do they say?
They make an ass out of
you and me. Here we go. So Idaho was fun. We went skiing. The group we were with definitely pushed me a little bit more than I am typically able to ski, but I learned a lot. So that was really fun. Michael had me working on my speed, which was scary.
How fast you go?
I don't know, but last night Emma was telling me about this app. I think it was like called Slopes or something. Were you in this conversation?
No.
And it's like a skiing app, and it tells you your miles per hour as you're like skiing. So I should have gotten that. So I could have told you, but Michael had me send it down a green a few times. He's like, don't even like carve, don't do anything, just send it. I'm like, okay.
That's terrifying.
So I think I went pretty fast. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, so that trip was a lot of fun. Skied our little hearts out. I fell a lot. Thankfully, it didn't hurt anything. I just came back with a bruised knee and a tweaked neck, but that's pretty good for a weekend of ski.
If you ain't tweaking your neck, are you doing it right?
Exactly. What else? Oh, I had a community walk this week. I actually had an evening one because I don't have any more Saturdays this month that are free. So we did a weekday, and I think we started it at 5:30 p.m. So like right when the sun was setting, and it was the most gorgeous sunset I have seen here in a long time. Like the sky was on fire, and then that was reflecting onto Green Lake, and Green Lake was on fire, and we were just like stopping to take pictures throughout the whole walk because it was so gorgeous. So that was really fun. And let's see. Oh, I got an exciting brand deal this week with a tourism board for a city I used to visit all the time when I was younger. So I'm super excited. And my mom's actually gonna drive out to this location and help me take some videos there.
That is so exciting.
I know. So
oh my gosh. A momfluencer.
A momfluencer, yeah. When we were on the Camino, she was like helping me take videos. So she knows the drill. Sweet. But she's so cute. Like she had like all these like directing ideas. She's like, okay, you stand over there, I'll stand here. And
Stacey's
really
got
cute.
a vision.
She has a vision. And last night we had our launch party.
We did. The Melt is officially launched.
Yes.
Into what? I have no idea. But we've been launched into some sort of I don't know. World.
Yeah, it was really fun though. We had maybe like 10 people over last night, and it was potluck style.
Everybody brought such good dishes. Like I really need to up my potluck antics after seeing what everybody brought because it was just so good.
It was delicious. And just something I want to call out about last night that was so incredibly special is that we had basically an apartment filled with influencers. And the fact that none of us were on our phones the entire time and we were just like having a good time and chatting with each other. I think that is so rare and so beautiful that like people who spend so much of their time online put all their phones down and just were present.
Yeah, it was really cool meeting everyone. Sarah knew all of these people through one form or another, and I only knew two of the girls who are friends and not influencers. So it was really cool kind of meeting everyone and kind of entering that world a little bit. I am by no means an influencer.
I think you are. You're not giving yourself enough credit. When you were a preschool teacher, you were doing like super cute, like what outfits I'm wearing today. And those videos took off. How many views did some of those get? Because I got a lot.
No idea. I have no idea.
Okay, we'll have to find this.
Yeah, I think I deleted the account too.
Did you?
But I was known as the toddler teacher. That was my name.
Yeah.
I didn't want my students finding it.
Your
college
outfits?
students.
Your outfits?
I don't know. It just felt weird.
Oh, they were so cute. Okay, so she did really cute outfits and they blew up on TikTok. So you are a TikToker, technically. You have done this before.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. we're working on it. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. You bought a film camera?
I did buy a film camera, which is actually my good thing for
Okay,
one of
yeah.
my
Let's
good
jump to
things.
yours. 'Cause I'm done with mine.
Okay, I'm really excited about this film camera. It is an Olympus, oh my gosh, EE3, Pen EE3. Very excited about it. Very excited to start just taking film pictures. I love the like point and shoot aesthetic of film when it's film. I don't know if I'm conveying this correctly, but just very excited. And hopefully, those will be able to be on my Instagram at some point. If anybody knows any good like film, what do you call it,
Oh
developers
yeah, yeah.
in kind of like the east side of Seattle area, please let me know because I would love to take the film there. And then another kind of just fun little thing, my ex called me out of the blue, not in a like, hey baby, how you doing kind of way, but in a like, what are you up to? What is life for you now? Like, are you still with that guy? Oh, thought y'all were gonna get married. Me
Oh, did he
too.
say that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um, but it was really fun. Um, so that was cool to do, cool to catch up.
Oh,
Oh,
oh. If you
dear.
hear us pausing, Isabella brought soup over today.
I did bring soup
And
over to Sarah's so that Soup could meet the two kitties, Sarah's two kitties.
yes.
And they're currently like in different rooms.
Yeah, they're getting to know each other through the door. So we did the thing where you put the treats down so they can like eat treats next to each other. And then we were going to graduate to the baby gate after this. I think Soup's meowing at them, and Carmel and Toffee are hissing.
Okay. Should I pause this so we can investigate or just
I
keep
think it's
talking?
fine. I think we
Okay,
just keep talking.
just
If you hear cats in the oh,
oh, Toffee just hissed the living shiz
maybe we
out of
just let them work it out.
Okay.
Oh, I think Soup's like attacking the door.
Soup is attacking the door.
Okay, are we able to pause this?
I don't think so.
We'll just work through it. They'll be fine.
Okay,
This is
okay.
how we introduce them, I think.
Okay. All right. Yep. Siblings who fight together love together, which we're trying to force them to be siblings.
Yes, they need to be. I mean, if we're going to be hanging out every week to film this, our cats need to be friends. So.
Yeah. It also would help if I slept over and had Soup here.
Yeah. Think of how cute like a little cuddle puddle would be of cats.
Oh, that would be so cute.
Especially if Michael and I started fostering cats, they need to get used to other cats being around.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we're good. They
Okay.
just left. We're chilling.
Yeah. Soup totally was clawing the door. I wonder if it's because Toffee was hissing or if Soup was clawing and then
I don't
Toffee
know.
hissed.
I don't know. They were sniffing at the corner for a bit.
Yeah.
That's okay. The situation has, oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Resolved?
Resolved? Not decreased.
Not increased?
Not, no, like simmered down, de-escalated. It has been de-escalated.
Okay. All right. So, apart from cats, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about college.
Yeah, this is the start of our University Diaries saga. We'll be doing a couple of different sagas throughout this channel's existence.
Yeah, like we have thoughts.
Yeah,
that's another saga.
Yeah.
But University Diaries is its own thing.
Yeah. So we're going to start off kind of just with our like college experiences, where we went, what we did, application process, thoughts behind that, all of that.
Majors, switching majors, friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both had very, very, very different college experiences in terms of like how many we each applied to, which schools we applied to, where we ended up at.
Yes.
Parties, living in a dorm, living at our parents' house. So we're kind of going to cover it all. And if you're listening to this and you are in college, or maybe you are about to apply to go to college, we're kind of covering it all. Yes. So I think you'll get some good perspectives from this.
Yes, definitely. So are we ready to start?
Yeah, let's jump in.
Okay. So I'll start us off. I'm Iz. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Did you know I was born in Mission Viejo?
I learned this yesterday. She
Yes.
comes over to me and she's like, "Did you know I was born in Mission Viejo?" And I look at her and I'm like, "Did you just find that out?" And she's like, "No, we talked about this in the podcast." And I was like, "Oh, I thought you were born in Orange County. You just didn't know what city in Orange County."
I have video proof, audio proof of us talking about
So,
this.
yeah, dumb Sarah moment. Sorry, I was cutting vegetables. I was very preoccupied.
It's okay, you're blonde.
Yes, no, I'm like red. I'm a red. I'm a ginger at this point.
You are not a ginger.
I want to be
You're strawberry blonde.
strawberry blonde. Michael said it was strawberry brown. I'm like, thanks.
Strawberry brown. That sounds like an insult. Like
Like a
that's
brown straw, like a blonde strawberry, be cute, but like I don't
it's
know.
like it sounds like poop. It
I
does.
don't think
A brown
so.
strawberry. I just left a big brown strawberry in the toilet.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
I'm getting scared.
Oh.
Help.
Okay. So for college, I had no idea what the freak I was doing. I applied to 14 different schools and I tried to get as far away from San Diego as possible.
Yes, you did.
And I was successful because I landed on the outskirts of Boston, freaking Massachusetts. So I was quite far from the lazy, sleepy town of San Diego. um, and I mean, there were a lot of contributing factors as to why I ended up there. I went to Regis College for my first 2 years, which is a whole nother story in and of itself. But for my first 2 years of college, I went to Regis College. I lived in a dorm. I had gone there because I I don't like saying this because it feels like I'm bragging. I promise I'm not bragging.
Can I say it for you?
It was a contributing factor. Yeah, you can.
She got a full ride scholarship.
I did.
Be proud of it. Own it.
It's like embarrassing.
Own it, girl.
But yeah, so I wanted to save my parents money and myself money. It was a school that offered me a full ride. It was also my significant other at the time, who was the ex that called me, actually.
She's bizarre.
Wow, ears must be ringing. Went to school in New York. So it was like Massachusetts, New York. We were pretty close to each other. Um, and yeah, I went to school there. I switched my major literally like 34,762 times.
I'd call her and be like, what are you doing? She's like, "Oh, I'm switching my major again."
Yeah, I started off like I was accepted as a nursing major. I didn't even take a nursing class. I was like, nope, this isn't like, no, I want to change to bio pre med. So I changed to bio pre med. And then I learned about sonography. And I was like, sonography sounds so cool. So then I switched to sonography pre med. And then I went back to nursing because I was like, maybe I should do nursing. Then I went to bio pre med and I learned about minors. And I was like, okay, well, I want a math minor, I want a chem minor, and I want an education minor. So I was bio pre med with a math, chem, and education minor.
Okay.
My transcript was all over the place. And I ended with getting a degree in management. How does that happen? No freaking clue. I have a BS in management, like a Bachelor of Science in management. Like, it really just does not make sense. Like, make it make sense. But basically, my first 2 years were at Regis. And then I went to Greece to study abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I meandered around like community colleges after that 2 years at Regis in San Diego. I went to like Grossmont College, Mesa College, just a couple of different community colleges. Then I ended up going online to school at the University of Phoenix. Cringe.
Your alma mater.
Super cringe. I hate telling people I got my degree from University of freaking Phoenix. And I ended with a BS in management. So kind of like, honestly, the first year of college was pretty fun. The second year was horrendous and I hated it. And then the third and fourth year, I was working full time as a preschool teacher and doing online college at my local community college or on University of Phoenix. So like, you know, a very interesting college
Yeah.
experience, to say the
But you
least.
have a degree and now you have a master's and now you're getting your PhD.
But I
So,
am still in school, baby.
yep, yep.
All right.
So, is that my cue?
That is your cue. Kind of
Okay.
tell us about your journey.
Yeah. So, I went to University of San Diego, go Toreros. I actually grew up on the hill that USD is on. And when I say USD, I'm not talking USC, UCSD, USD. Very different. Very, very different.
Don't you mean SDSU?
No, I don't. Drink.
Fair
Which
enough.
actually aligns with SDSU very well, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah, that does.
SDSU is the party school, UCSD is the smart kid school, USD is like
The Catholic
the
school.
Catholic school, kind of like prim and proper vibes, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
on
it's
a
on top of
hill.
mountain, hill, whatever.
Yeah.
Same, but
It
different.
was like elected one of the prettiest college campuses in all of America. Like, and they brag about that all the time. Um, but yeah, I grew up on that neighborhood hill. And one of our friends from elementary school, her mom actually works at the school, works at USD. And so we would spend our summer days just like running around campus being crazy, belligerent children. So we would like ride our scooters throughout the hall and drop bouncy balls from like the top floors of buildings. And yeah, there was one time, actually quite a few times. This was maybe a questionable thing we used to do, but like we were kids, we would roll up our pants, like the legs on our pants, and we would hop into the fountains and grab change
No, you
and
did
take it to the
not.
vending
You did
machines. We were like
not.
10 and we didn't have money of our own.
Stop. Those were people's wishes. You just
Well,
took
they were
people's
our
wishes
Skittles.
and turned them into Skittles.
So yeah, looking back on that, not great, but that's what we did in the summertime. So USD had meaning for me. Um, I let's see, I had an affinity for playing The Sims growing up, and so I was like, you know what? I think it would be so fun to be an architect and to actually build the things I'm building in Sims, but in real life. And when I learned that USD had an architecture program, albeit it was a small one, but they had a program, I was like, okay, this makes sense. Especially since I heard that Cal Poly San Luis Obispo's program was really hard to get into, though that was like my dream school. I visited Cal Poly SLO with my mom, I think spring break of junior year, and I was sold. I'm like, this is the prettiest campus. It's like nestled in San Luis Obispo. It's such a cute town, and it's like the perfect distance where I could go to school, come home for like holidays and stuff, and it wasn't that big a deal. So I really fell in love with the school, and I basically was in a very interesting toxic relationship in that time. And my ex at the time basically said, hey, if you go to SLO, we're breaking up. And yeah, I didn't go to SLO because of that. um, so do I regret it? Yes and no at the same time. Yes, because it was a school and a life I really wanted for myself. But no, because I actually met my husband at USD, so it worked out. I also had a lot of fun at USD and I really found my place there. Um, but I had kind of an interesting path. Well, actually, keep in mind that my ex went to USD as well because he does reappear in a very interesting and quite funny way.
Gross. I gag every time I think about him.
Oh gosh, I hope he's not listening to this. If he is, I'm sorry.
I hope he is.
um, Anywho, I was in band all throughout high school, and I went to a Catholic high school. And since USD is a Catholic school, they kind of partnered up, and we were able to join USD's band as a college credit program as high schoolers. So basically, how it worked is oh my gosh, if we were in the band, um, we would get class credit applied to our college experience. So by the time I went to USD, I already had all of my like live ensemble credits completed, which was great because I was a double major and probably wouldn't have finished on time if I didn't have those completed. Um, but yeah, he also was in that program, which is funny because I met Michael in the band as well. So you're probably thinking, like, what's the story there? So I broke up with this ex boyfriend, I think in sophomore year, 2019. Yeah, no, 2018, end of 2018. And kind of was single for a bit, tried and dated around a little bit in college. I think I scared a lot of guys off. I would like slide into their DMs and be a little too forward. And there was this one guy who I thought he was cute, and I saw on his Instagram that he liked, I don't know, like to ferment food, like pickle things. And I was like, oh my God, I like to do that too. And so I DM'd him and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe we can pickle things and have a pickling date.
You did not slide into a man's
Um,
DMs and tell them, hey,
you want to make pickles?
let's pickle.
Yeah, so he never texted me back. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, so after that, I tried to like hit up a few other guys, literally just to get a date. I obviously don't have the Riz.
You got all there is.
Pickle Riz.
Pickle Riz. It sounds like Pickle Rick.
Pickle Riz. Um, so yeah, basically after that experience, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let a guy come to me. I'm not gonna go searching. This isn't working. Like whatever the universe has in store for me will come to me.
Damn straight you'll let a guy come to you.
Doesn't your dad listen to this?
I think my mom does.
Okay, well, a week later, Michael and I start talking and haven't stopped talking since. So you can imagine band was a little bit awkward considering my ex-boyfriend was in band, his brother was in band, Michael was in band, and Michael's brother was in band. So I'm just kind of a band homewrecker.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's that. We can pause that there. Basically, okay, we talked about that. Yay. I lived with my mom for college, and we lived like 5 minutes away in Old Town, which was very convenient. I didn't get the whole dorm life though, which I don't really know if I missed out on all that much, to be honest. I'm not a big partier, so I think I had a fun time at home. I could just like do my homework, hang out by the pool at home,
Have an actual fridge.
have an actual fridge, have a washing machine I didn't have to share.
A private shower.
Private shower.
Oh,
It was great. It was great.
imagine.
But yeah, commuter life was okay until I broke up with my ex and lost all those friends. So that was not great. Friendships were a little hard to come by.
Were they actually your friends though?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Considering they left me as soon as I broke up with him.
This is why we create our own friends away from our partners.
Exactly.
Please, for the love of everything holy, create your own damn friends.
Yes. Do
Have
not
your
rely
own damn
on
life.
your partner's friends.
Yes.
But yeah, I ended up finding community in clubs. I was the president of Italian Club and the Student Vegan Union. I don't know. I just needed to be doing 50 million things at once. So I thought being president of two clubs was a good idea. And it was a lot, but it was fun. I'm like choking on something today. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I found friends through those clubs as well as through my architecture major since my ex was not in that program. He was only in the music program. So I don't know. I think architecture just had a lot more like shared trauma bonding experience. Like staying up until 4 or 5 in the morning in the studio very frequently. Just getting harassed by like, not even harassed, just like receiving really awful comments about your work from professors. I think architecture professors tend to be kind of like hard asses sometimes.
Hey.
They do. Architecture professors are ruthless. Like I watched a professor literally tear a student's project apart because he said it was like trash.
I couldn't imagine like tearing down a student's self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like as at least in my perspective, in my view, as a college professor, like I am there to build students up. I am there to meet students where they are and to help them improve. And I'm there to like say they do something and it's not the best,
Yeah.
right? Or it's not their best work. I'm there to help them through the process to make it their best work.
They weren't there to do that. And what's funny is USD's architecture program wasn't even accredited, which I have qualms about because it did not prepare us really at all for what the industry actually is. So I think that's why I was kind of quick to leave the industry because I'm like, this is not what we did in school because we did a very like heavy theory, history based program. And that's not what you're doing in real life unless you're like a historian.
Yeah.
Like they didn't teach us anything about building codes or like building structurally sound buildings, or like how do you even like what's a wall? What does a wall look like inside? We didn't talk about any of that.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's like you don't have to go to an accredited school to become an architectural designer, but are you getting like an actual idea of what the industry is itself? No. So definitely if you want to do architecture, highly recommend going to a school that's accredited so you know what the industry is like. Um, but yeah, so that is that. Trying to like go through my little list here, see what else. If we do hop over to music though, I started as so I didn't even talk about this. I got double major architecture and music composition. I originally started off music composition being a piano performance major until the piano teacher basically told me I have no passion and kind of killed my spirit. So I said, okay, can't do this. So I joined, I became a composition major or emphasis, whatever, instead. So I kind of wrote for piano, violin, and clarinet. Um, yeah, I don't know. My ex convinced me I should do that because he did it. So we both got that emphasis. But that's about it, I think, with that late nights in studio, architecture program, accreditation. Yeah. I almost got an Italian minor. To piggyback
Ooh,
on your love for minors, I was one class short and I didn't realize I couldn't get it until my last semester of senior year.
that's
And
so
it was like,
sad.
but yeah, it was really fun. I basically, um, you have to, at USD, you have to take 3 semesters of a language. And I had grown up like speaking Italian, Sicilian, whatever. So I kind of had like the basis of how it's spoken, but I didn't know grammar or like how it's written at all. So I put myself in Italian 101 and I really tried to like pretend like I didn't know anything because I needed to learn grammar. And I guess I didn't try hard enough because after that class, I got called into the dean's office and she
Really?
pulled me in and she looks at me and she speaks to me in Italian and she's like, you know Italian, don't you? And I was like, damn it.
Oh
So she put
no.
me in 201, which was fine because it was like more sentence structure and phrases and like how you actually speak. Um, but by the time I did my third semester, it was love in Italian literature. So the class was all
Cute.
in Italian, and we were talking about like Dante and like the 1300s of Italian literature, and it was so cool. Like I don't
Fun.
Dante Alighieri is actually a very very interesting writer. And did you know
Interesting.
Michelangelo was actually a poet as well?
I did actually.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't know that before that class. It was really cool.
That is
But
cool.
yeah, whenever we talk about like Guinevere and Lancelot, I just think of like Ginevra and Lancelote.
Oh,
And yeah, then COVID university hit. I moved to Seattle, fell in love with it up here, and the rest of the school was sort of a joke because no one knew how to make that transition online versus you lucked out.
yes, I was ahead of the COVID
Yeah.
curve in the sense that so we both graduated 2021. COVID hit March 2020, right? So that was like a year essentially. Our last year, our senior year was COVID. I started online school February of 2020.
Okay, yeah. So you perfect timing.
So literally, I had started school online, COVID hit, and I finished out my senior year online as I like was planning to do pre-COVID, and nothing changed for me. It was a really bizarre experience because my work never shut down either. So literally nothing in my life changed and everyone around me was like, "Oh, I've been laid off. I'm off my job, blah blah blah. Like school's all funky now." And like,
People don't know what to do with online university if it's not already an online university. Like we were
yes.
not prepared for it. It
It
was bad.
it
It
was
was
just so
bad.
wild because from my perspective, nothing changed in my day to day, but like so many people were affected and
Yeah.
their day to days changed so drastically.
Yes.
Um, so, I mean, at first I was definitely jealous because people got to stay home and I was like, damn, I'm working a lot. I'm still in school. Like, this sucks. My school's not easier because of it because it's already an online school.
Yeah.
But then as like 6 months, a year went by, I was really happy and felt very fortunate to be able to continue working and going to school and not being stuck at home all day.
It
And
was kind of nice though. I
I,
just like staying home all day. I'm such a home. I think COVID made me such a homebody. Like I'm a diehard homebody at this point.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love home. I just don't love home 24/7
Okay, okay.
consistently. Like, I need to get out, I need to interact with other people, I need to see my babies. Yeah. Yeah, but okay, switching from COVID to college parties, a good COVID brewing ground. So obviously college parties are pre-COVID. So our freshman to junior years.
For
Yes,
for
for
what?
college parties,
Freshman to
pre-COVID.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, right, I went to Boston. I was far away from family. I knew no one. That's another thing. I went to this college knowing absolutely no one in the area, knowing no one at the college. It was wild,
Very isolating.
extremely isolating. That's another thing. It was a commuter school. So people would go home on the weekends and things like that. And like the cafeteria would only serve 1 to 2 meals a day on the weekends. So then it was just like, oh, well, what do I do who I'm not a commuter?
Yeah.
I don't have a car and I'm stuck here and everybody's like not here. They're all home. Any whoosies, those who were stuck there, we had wild Fridays and Saturdays. um, we would have dorm parties because there was no like Greek life or anything like that. So we would go into like the people's nicest dorms and just get, oh, my parents are gonna listen to this, whatever. Get really like drunk. As drunk as you could. um and yeah, I was wild, I have to say. I would literally bring tequila to chem class and drink tequila in the middle of class. Chem was really easy for me because I had already taken it.
Okay, full ride student.
I didn't, I could zone out. I could drink tequila. I had a friend who would partake in these shenanigans with me. I also had a fun little, like, not pact, like competition, I would say, with a friend between the two of us. And it was to see who could make out with the entire lacrosse team first.
Who won?
I definitely won. I didn't finish making out with all of them.
Okay.
But I definitely
Did the most.
Okay. Hands down. So yeah, I actually had a dream about one of the lacrosse people the other day. It was so random too, because it's like a random person that I've never thought about.
Okay.
Weird. Maybe because I was thinking about this episode. But yeah, so basically College Isabella was wild. Sarah came to visit me and
yes,
we went to
January 2019? 18? 18 in winter. Yeah, so I went to Boston in the winter.
Yeah.
That was chilly.
Yeah, we went to a party.
We did. Oh, we went to that Mexican restaurant and you got a margarita. We were definitely not 21.
They ID'd me. I gave them my real ID. Okay?
We were 19.
I was 19. My real ID. Like my actual ID that said I was ID. 19 years old. Gave it to them. She looked at it and poured me the biggest margarita I've ever seen in my entire life.
And then you proceeded to go to Harvard and sit on John Harvard's lap at midnight.
I did. It was on my birthday and I gave John Harvard the time of his life.
Yes, you did. He hasn't seen action like that in a couple hundred years.
So yeah, that was super fun. Over the summer, I would go home and my friend went to UCSD, the Smart People School.
Yes.
And they threw parties sometimes. So I would go there, party, and then I would oh God. I would sleep in the trunk of my car.
Van life.
And then I'd go to work the next day. Because I worked full time over the summer.
Can you tell us what car you had so you're not sleeping in like the trunk of a sedan?
I had a 2005 Ford Explorer.
Okay, so this is more van life, like coded rather than like kidnapping coded.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
You like put duct tape over your mouth and throw yourself in the back of the trunk.
No, I had like a whole little like witch hazel pads and my cream and stuff in the back of my car in case I ever needed to sleep.
You literally could have come sleep over at my
But I
house.
couldn't drive.
Oh, that's a good point.
Which sleeping in your car while drunk is still a DUI, fun fact. Don't know that from experience. I promise.
You sure?
Yes. But my ex told me that and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then there was one party during college over the summer that I went to with Sarah, which about ooh,
I have no idea when this would have been. 2018?
2018. Summer of 2018.
Okay.
Yes, and it was all of like her ex's friends and stuff. A lot of them were from Mexico, so they knew how to party. Have a
Yes,
little
these
fiesta.
parties. The friend who had these parties would throw them pretty frequently when everyone was in town, and they would go until the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
Very Malibu rising.
Yes. Yes.
There would just be tons of maybe 50, 60 people there sometimes.
Yeah. All like underage, but in Mexico, right? It's not underage.
It's not, but we were not in Mexico.
But we were close.
We were close. You could
Mexico.
See the border. It was like San Isidro area. Did you say see? See.
But yeah, that is the one and only time that I've gotten like severely blackout. Severely blackout. We were playing like beer pong and stuff. I went ham. I remember someone from high school telling me that it was so nice to see me so loose.
Do you remember who?
I'm pretty sure it was. I can't say names.
You can't say names. Can you mouth the name? No, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it later then.
First letter G, last letter O.
G and O.
That's their initials.
Last name O.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Last name ends in Chino.
What?
Oh, okay. She's not.
Her.
Yes.
Yes. A girl.
A girl.
Oh, okay.
Because in high school, I was uptight. And she said it was nice to see me so
this was
loose.
a guy.
No, this was a girl.
My mouth is open. Jaw dropped right now. Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, I proceeded to get blackout. I have no idea what happened to me for a solid 3 hours. Sarah knows more. What happened?
So basically my ex's mom would drive us to these parties and she would just sit in the car until we were ready to go home.
Yeah.
Wild.
But when I was blacked out, what happened? I know we got in the jacuzzi.
Oh, yeah, we got in the jacuzzi. Nothing happened. We just probably drank and...
You lost an earring.
I did?
Yeah. I remember you telling me that you had lost your earring and I had freaked out while I was blackout. And I was like, have you seen Sarah's earring? And I was very possessive over your earring.
I remember going to the bath. I was not blackout. I think I drank more in my high school years than I did in my college years. I don't really drink anymore as it is. I kind of got that out of my system.
When you were 14.
When I was 14. Yeah. So I don't follow my footsteps. But basically, yeah, the earring. I remember the earring, the hot tub, the beer pong. I remember we went to the bathroom together randomly.
I remember showering.
Showering?
Probably after the jacuzzi to get the chlorine off.
Where? Was there a shower in that little bathroom?
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay. Yeah. So basically, we just did the party. It was fun. But the real fun didn't happen until we got in my ex's mom's car to drive home.
Oh, snap.
And Isabella's sitting in the back seat. I was sitting next to you, wasn't I?
I think so.
Yeah. And she goes, do you have a bag? And everyone was like, no, we don't have a bag. She's like, okay, I asked. And she just starts throwing up in the car. We were nowhere close to home either.
I was still blackout at the time. So props to me for asking.
Yeah, you really tried to do the honorable thing.
I did.
It wasn't an airplane where they just have bags in front of you in the seat.
Well, if you Okay, note to myself as a future mother, if I'm picking up my children
Keep
from a
bags.
party, I'm
Keep
gonna keep bags
bags.
in my car.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, and then we got home, and this is when I came to a little bit. I showered again, put
You're in
on,
my house, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
put on Sarah's big, fluffy purple robe, passed out, woke up, was hungover out of my mind, like, was driving to work and throwing up. And I still went to work. I, like,
At the preschool?
yeah.
What a move.
I showed up. I told them I had a fever
Okay.
because they were like super duper
Fair.
religious and conservative and like nobody drank. Could not tell them I was hungover. I'm also underage. I told them I had a fever and they were like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't want to call out last minute." And they were like, "Go home." And I was like, "Thank freaking goodness." Went home, threw up some more, passed out for 13 hours, went to work the next day.
My oh my. An icon. The woman, the myth, the legend. Isabella Sebastiani, my friends.
I can't do that anymore. Like my body won't let me do things like that anymore. Not that I've been that blackout ever since, because that was scarring. But I just
Okay.
yeah.
I've heard that about getting older.
Yeah.
I've never blacked out.
Good for you.
Maybe tonight's the night. I'm just kidding.
Oh snap.
Just kidding.
Are we getting blackout tonight?
No, I'm going to look at houses tonight.
And then we get blackout. We get blackout
Maybe-
while we're looking at the
my
house.
Well, Iz definitely had more of an adventurous college party time than I did. I didn't really go to parties. I really had just a small, tight-knit circle of friends in college. So, like, I think the most memorable nights, including drinking, I had in college were, um, we're going to talk about it on another episode, but I did a study abroad trip to Korea, South Korea for 2 weeks. It was a summer program, and I met like one of my greatest friends on that trip. And after that trip, she invited me over to, she lived in the apartment complex right across the street from USD. It's not owned by USD, it's separate. Isabella and I almost actually moved there with our mothers.
Yeah, we did.
Like when everyone was getting divorced.
Yeah, we did.
So we almost moved there, almost lived the college life in high school. But yeah, so my friend invited me over to her place and we like went in the hot tub and she brought a bottle of Malbec wine and we got wasted on Malbec wine. And then she started like calling people asking if they were playing League of Legends.
I love that. Dude, in a hot tub too, like you get way drunker in a hot tub.
It was so fun. We were like talking about like the stars and like just
amazing.
So many things. And then I think my most memorable college party was when I first started dating Michael. His birthday is in May. We started talking and we officially started dating in April. So this was like a month into our relationship. He threw a 22nd birthday party for himself. This was a time. He invited like 40 of his friends, or maybe 30 to 40 friends of his from college, and they all showed up in his apartment, also in the same apartment complex across the street from USD. And I showed up with a Costco apple pie. And he looks at me. He was already like, he had already been iced a few times. And he looks at me and he's like, "I love you."
Oh, was that the first time?
That was the first time he said he loved me.
Dang, Michael, moving fast.
Yeah. So I did have quite a bit to drink that night. Still never blacked out, but I was like a fun level of drunk where I wasn't like on my knees. But yeah, there's one friend from college and he was wearing a backpack the whole night and he kept pulling beers out of his backpack and I was so drunk, I'm looking at him like, where do you keep getting these from?
The backpack.
I didn't realize that there was a connection between these two.
It's the Mary Poppins
move.
backpack. Beer backpack.
Yep.
We should invent that.
A beer backpack.
A Mary Poppins beer backpack that just has infinite beers.
Our merch is no, we don't even drink.
Our merch is a beer backpack for the beer we never drink.
Yeah. just making like completely off-brand like marketing or merch that doesn't even make sense for us.
Yeah.
But it was a fun party. Michael's brother was there. A lot of his friends were there, and I got to meet most of his friends that night. Um, but yeah, the night ended with Michael being so drunk he ended up sleeping on the bathroom tile floor. And I had never taken care of a drunk person before, so I was like kind of overbearing, and he was like, Sarah, please just leave me alone and let me sleep on the tile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
That's so funny. You're like, okay, good luck.
Yep. So that was my college party experience, my singular college party experience.
Love it.
It was a fun time.
That's funny. Yeah, okay. Well, what's college parties without friends? Still a college party.
You're just partying on your own.
Yeah. I mean, I did that in chem class.
You threw parties in chem class.
They were party of ones.
You're making out the lacrosse guy in the corner, drinking your tequila.
And we never made out in chem class.
Okay.
But yeah, friendships in college were really iffy for me. I'm gonna be honest. My friends to this day are all friends I made in childhood.
Yeah.
Like I have one friend that I didn't make in childhood. Met her a year ago at Sarah's community walk. Oh wait, no, that is super not
yeah,
true.
that is not true.
That is super.
You have other friends.
I'm saying that as a friend I met myself and wasn't like introduced to.
Okay.
Because like
you had to go out and seek this person.
Yeah, the Seattle group up here, like I was introduced to.
Yes.
And was kind of just like a.
Yeah. Well, the girls in San Diego.
The girls in San Diego are all from childhood.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I met Sarah when I was 4 and just like fly on a poop. Never left her.
Yep.
Who's the fly and who's the poop? Can I be the poop?
Yeah, you can poop.
Well, I guess I
think the poop for you is more fitting.
Okay, fair. You're a cute fly. Okay, I promise.
Thank you.
But yeah, I had my constants, Sarah, my ballet girls. So it's been interesting making friendships as an adult, and then also like in college, I had a really good group of friends. I thought until I didn't.
Testing. Oh, we're back.
Okay.
I don't know. Cut off.
Then? I don't know when we got cut off, but
basically, Isabella told us about her college friendships. I offered validation. She said no.
Well, yeah, I'm not looking for validation. Like it's a thing. It's scary. Now making friends is really hard because I feel like I can never trust myself. Yeah. But that was kind of my friendship. And then I like went to school online, so you don't really, I don't know. I haven't really made friends going to school online. Oh, there is someone I met at a fellowship, actually.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. Had a baby.
Is this the one yesterday you had a baby? Happy birthday, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of my friendship journey in college.
Yeah. I would agree that like friendships in college were a bit shaky for me as well. Especially when I had also a very like big friend group. I think everyone's just trying to figure out who they are like freshman, sophomore year. And I had that big commuter friend group. And when I broke up with my ex, they all decided that they were gonna be friends with him and not me. So I was kind of just left to eat by myself. I would just go home, honestly. Wouldn't even stay. So I really wasn't on campus a lot between classes that time frame between when I broke up and when I met Michael, just because I was like, there is literally nothing for me. This was before Korea, so I didn't know Amelia yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those were sad times.
Yeah, it is sad. Also, sorry to interject.
No, interject.
The whole reason I studied abroad was because I was like, I can't be at this college anymore. It's too small and everybody hates me. They don't want to be my friends. So that's why I studied abroad, was to give myself time to like figure out what I wanted to do next and leave the college.
Fair.
Because I was so scarred from the experience.
Yeah. I'm happy you came back home though. Like I remember when you called me when that was happening. I was at like the parking lot in USD.
Oh.
And you're like, I'm coming home, and I'm like, I miss you. I'm like, please come back.
Oh.
Like, this isn't fun being so far away from you.
Yeah.
So
tell us you're codependent without telling us you're codependent.
Well, that was the first time we like geographically had space between us.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was very hard. And like we've kind of like we've really only had each other.
Yeah,
Like we've had other friends here and there like join our little group, but like I have never had a closer friend
I
than
agree.
you. So it's like how do you
I'm just gonna go cry. That's okay. This is not on my bingo card for today.
It can be. I'll get blacked out drunk and you can cry.
Oh, so
But
good.
yeah, so if you're in college now listening to this and you find yourself in a position where you might be lacking friends, this is a completely normal experience.
Yeah, and we're sorry. Like, honestly, it sucks, but you will grow. You will find friends
You
eventually.
will.
And, like, it may not feel like it now, but in 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you'll be surrounded by people
Matter.
yeah, who love you and who
Yeah,
you love and who are there to support you.
exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
really it.
I think yeah, that's all I have here. Yeah. Well, way to end that on a sentimental note.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
But thanks for joining our first part of our college experience diaries.
Yeah. And let's see, be friendly. Don't be traumatized. And
Don't
if you are, be medicated or
talk to
therapized.
someone.
Yeah, talk to someone. What is it? Be friendly, be kind, be hot.
I feel like I have other wisdom to offer about being in college and relationships.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. If you're in a lull of friendships, it's not a reflection of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to find your people.
Yep.
Like you're not going to mesh with everyone. And that's something I've had to like realize over the last year or two is you're not going to be friends with everyone.
Yep. And that's
And
okay.
that is completely okay.
You don't want some people to be your friends.
No,
What do
no.
I want to be friends with Elon Musk?
That's a
No,
jump.
I do not. Just that's okay. Hot take, maybe not hot take, but it's just what I do to like make myself feel better. If people don't want to be my friends, I picture them as Elon Musk.
Ooh, yeah. I just like to think of myself as the one that got away.
You are the one that got away. I love that mindset. They fumbled the ball
They
on
did.
you.
They missed out on a good
Yeah,
time.
they did. All
I
right.
think that's a good place to end it.
That is, may everyone
Everyone
love
love
togetherness.
togetherness. See you soon,
Bye,
besties.
cuties.